There's another reason that groomers like us and like this line a great deal. Each unit that we manufacture, those features that go into making that unit work, are made perfectly for the job it's intended for. Every detail has been looked into, and it is appreciated across the board by the groomer field. We also, by far, are the most affordable, absolutely most affordable dryer line in the business. For instance, if you're going to go out and start grooming, one of the most desirable features on a force dryer is a variable speed. Variable speed dryers are not cheap. They generally are in the high $200s to low $300. Look at the B4 in the line and you'll see the lowest priced possible. That unit is map priced at $179. You have a big advantage in selling the X-Power line, and groomers know this. We also have the strongest manufacturer warranty support, I think, in the industry. You got a problem with a dryer, it's our problem, we take care of it. It's not there for the distributor, it's not there for the individual to take care of it. We're the experts at it. And we're going to treat that customer that you have as if it was our own family, because that's who you are and that's who they are. So this is how we like to approach it, and we've shown over the last few years that we say this and we mean it. Now, X-Power dryers cover every aspect of the grooming process, from gross water removal with very high RPM force units. They vary in speeds from 20 up to 26,000 RPM. They also have horsepowers that vary from 2 all the way to 6 horsepower. We also can have variations of heat in those force units, from a very low heat level to a medium and to a very high. And we have that in various different models. You can select what you want, exactly how you want to use it. So this is a great advantage, especially in those force units. Also, we have air control. There's only one unit that we manufacture with a 2-speed motor or control, and that's the B3 in the force units. All our other units are electronic variable speed. That means, very simply, it's the highest quality that you can possibly buy. These are not contact type variable speeds, which fail in most of our competitors' units. These are electronic, they're done on frequency, and they're working. It's that simple. So you're not going to have a lot of maintenance on this, and you have exact control of the motor speed and the air that's being put through that motor. It's that simple. So I can take a very timid dog, or I can take a dog that's been through thousands of groomings, or hundreds at least, and guess what? I can control every aspect of the drying process. Very important. Now, for the super busy groomer, there's just too many dogs. There's not enough time to put hands on with a dryer like you do with a force unit. A force unit, the groomer has to stand there and dry it by hand. Even when I do a stand dryer, which I'll talk about later, the stand dryer is hands off, but it still takes a person to be brushing and combing while I use it. However, in the very busy shop, and you hear a groomer that says, I have a lot of dogs I do, or I have a lot of heavy coats, and I'm talking specifically about the poodle type coat, perhaps the labradoodle, or something like a double coat. Well, those things aren't going to be done with force units. I need a little extra time. I've got the 2 hours, I'm going to put them in a cage. And now we're not talking about heat, and we're not talking about force. We're talking about volume of air. And we solve this with the best range of products available in the grooming industry. We provide you with 2 very specific cage dryers. Now, these cage dryers are non-heat assisted. Otherwise, they don't have heaters in them. They are ambient temperatures. They pick up the room temperature only. And we do that for safety purposes. However, it's putting out anywhere in one model from 20,000 and another model 32,000 cubic feet per minute. Let me put that in perspective for you. If I take my very best 4 horsepower force unit that's working at around 24,000 RPM, it only puts out 150 CFM. So you can imagine there's a lot of difference between 150 and 32,000 CFM. And that's what's going to drive this long coat and this difficult coat, is the actual volume of air. Now, there's going to also be that groomer that's going to need that third piece of equipment, because they need to get that dog out of there quicker than 2 hours. Or perhaps they need a finish on this dog that goes beyond what you could possibly do with a force unit. This is where the stand dryer comes in play. The stand dryers that we have in this industry are the finest that have ever been manufactured. They're not like any other that has ever existed. They come with direct current motors. All the other motors you're looking at in this industry are alternating current motors. Well, we've developed something that produces a huge amount of air, produces a huge amount of variation when it comes to also the volume of air. These have the highest volume air possible that you can produce. And we have the heat controls. So a DC motor itself has no heat produced itself. So if I turn my heater off in the 0 position, it actually in fact is only pushing out the air just like a cage dryer that's in the air itself, or ambient temperature. However, if I want that added heat, I have 2 heat settings, and that instantly comes on. Now, the other huge advantage of a DC motor, especially in these stand dryers, is that they're very small, very lightweight. And guess what? They're brushless. There is no maintenance on this motor. They are 10,000 hour life motors. Now put this in perspective. If I take an AC motor like I have on a force unit, you basically will get about 2,000 to 2,500 after you've changed carbon brushes maybe 5 to 6 times. That's the end of that motor. This is 10,000 hours. Now, how maintenance free do you want it? The only thing that we do with that stand dryer, or both of those stand dryers, is we keep the filters clean. That's exactly as much work as you have to do. Amazing. There is no manufacturer that has a dryer that's in a stand that even gets close to this. These are lightweight, 17 and 18 pounds a piece between the B16 and the B18. Use very little electricity, 12 amps on the B16. And that is, by the way, the #1 seller to grooming shop owners. They love it. They buy it in great numbers. When we go to show, it's usually the first unit that sells out. The B18 is designed for another crowd. It's designed for people who are going to go show a poodle. And they have to have an unbelievably precise control over their air and heat. And this is what the B18, and it goes far beyond a standard dryer by giving you greater heat and greater airflow than even the B16. But it's a specialized dryer.
That's it.
That's it.